Fox Carolina News going in depth right now after former Spartanburg County Sheriff Chuck Wright pleaded guilty to multiple federal charges. Joining us now is former Upstate solicitor Walt Wilkins. So, Mr. Wilkins, thank you so much for taking some time with us. You were inside the courtroom today when Wright pleaded guilty to those charges. What were some of your takeaways about that process and about what he had to say in front of the judge?
So today was the guilty plea day, and in federal court you have a guilty plea day, and then the sentencing will be much later. And today was a big deal. Former Sheriff Chuck Wright pleaded guilty to felony counts. He is now a convicted felon.
When you look at the sentencing, a lot of people are curious about how much time he spent in jail. Will he spend in jail? What would be your message to them about what he could be facing as far as punishment with these charges?
You know, corruption cases are very significant, and the FBI and SLED have spent a lot of time and energy investigating this case. They presented a lot of very powerful facts. The most powerful fact that they're going to have is that he was in a position of power. He used his position as the sheriff to obtain money through fraud, obtain drugs through fraud, steal money. And so all of those activities, as someone who is tasked with enforcing the fact laws that he was breaking, is going to play a significant role in his guideline sentences.
Also, a key piece about this punishment, the judge. What do you want people to know about the judge who's now overseeing this case?
Well, Judge Kane is a fantastic judge and jurist. He's been doing this a very long time. He will call balls and strikes for sure. So he will allow all the parties to present all their aggravation, all their mitigation, and then he will be very judicious in his decision, and I know he will come up with the right answer.
What should the people of Spartanburg County take away from this situation? A lot of trust being broken. So as a former public servant yourself, what's your message to them?
You know, it is a sad day when somebody in a position of power, a sheriff, a prosecutor, violates that trust. And it's a sad day for Spartanburg. He served so well, such an esteemed career he had up until this moment. This case is a little more complicated than that. He certainly violated his trust. But today, he not only pled guilty, but he also accepted responsibility. And that's a key factor, too. And that will go into whether he goes to jail or not, ultimately. Accepting your responsibility, asking for forgiveness, trying to make up for your wrong acts is certainly just as powerful as the acts that you did. So this is going to be a complex case. This is not a cut and dry a situation where he's going to jail, he's not going to jail. There's going to be a lot of evidence presented on both sides of the aisle to figure out what's the correct punishment for Chuck Wright. He's been convicted of the crime. He said, I'm sorry. He's accepted a responsibility. So is jail time something that needs to happen for this case to send the message that if you're a politician or you're an elected official, don't engage in criminal behavior? Or is grace going to win out when you have things of mitigation, for example, addiction or post-traumatic stress disorder that may come into play in this case? When you put all of that in the blender, where it lands, we'll only see.
All right, well, Wilkins, thank you so much for your time and your insight.
All right, thank you.